Well, howdy, folks. General back to you. Hey, I'm going to teach you a little something, hopefully, that will do you well. Uh, a bunch of years ago, I think it was about 1987 or 88, something like that, there was a lady that was an artist that came up with a whiteout pen. Uh, she actually came up with uh, it was the same tip as on a whiteout pen, but it was a little red bottle, little squeeze bottle. And it had this whiteout in it. Instead of having a brush in it or a sponge like what we'd been used to before, this had a tip on it, like this right here. All this down here was a red bottle. And I liked it because it had that little tip in the end of it where you could clean it out and it'd go around. Now this particular one is a Jot brand. Get it at Dollar Tree for about $1.25, something like that a piece. Or you get a whiteout at grocery stores and Office Depot and places like that for about $4 a piece. If you're lucky, you get two of them for $6, These are $1.25 a piece, so I guess where I buy them, it works just as good. Anyway, to make a long story endless, I'm going to show you what these things are good for. If you've got, I got the railroad started labeling our big leads, leads bigger than your thumb. They were wrapping this tape label around it. So if you had like ACT, you'd have a whole bunch of labels stuck together, and wrap it around. But if it got hot, it'd melt off. Then you had a lead up there with some frayed and crispy insulation and no label on it. And you had to wring it out and all that mess. But I've seen whiteout after a fire, and you can still read the cotton picker. Yeah. It yellows it, but it's the darndest stuff I ever saw in my life. You can literally read whiteout after it's been on fire. Yeah. Now, if it burns to a crisp, you can't. But I mean, you know what I'm saying. If it burns the insulation up some, tell you something else it's good for. When you're laying out steel, if you're going to be cutting it with a cutting torch, or you're going to be needing something other to follow, if you're running a MIG, so you're putting a name on something, and you write it out in cursive. Well, if you write it out on this will glow at you when it gets hot. Yeah. And it doesn't slag you up either. Dangest stuff I ever saw. And I'm sure the old gal didn't know that, but she really come up with a good formalization. And but what you do, let me get this around over here, because I'm shaky as the dickens. You shake it up. It's got a ball in it. You squeeze just a little bit and push down on it and get it started. And it makes good letters. If you're labeling a wire, you put that on there, give it about 5 minutes to dry fully, and it lives there. I mean, you can't wipe it off. You can't scratch it off. You have to sand it off or take a wire brush to it to get it off. You put fire on it, it sits there and laughs at you. It's the dirtiest stuff I ever saw. I turned the welding instructor out at Chattanooga State onto it. I think they use it instead of soapstone if they want to lay something out. Now, that may be changed now, but there for a while, that's what they was using. Because it'll literally glow at you when you put a torch on it. Soapstone will kind of blow off. You know where it's at, but as soon as you get up there and actually need it, it blows away, and you're trying to go by memory. This stuff don't. You get up there on it, it'll glow at you where you can follow it. All right, I done talked enough about it, but get you some a whiteout pen, and get them to order you a case of them. You know, they ain't but about 10 in a case, and put them up, because one will last you quite a while. I guess I'll get month and a half out of one of these, unless I do a whole lot. But y'all like and subscribe, hit the bell, make comments. It's general. I'm out.